block list. Got my ex tryna put me on a.
What's up YouTube, it's Coach A back with another video. The long-awaited part 2 is finally here with exciting and efficient explosive field drills and gym exercises utilizing contrast methods for really maximizing and developing that power. Everybody wants Traore speed, but only a few are ready to consistently put in that work. Be that player that comes back 2 to 3 months after season that blows everyone out of the water with what you'll learn here today. So let's dive right into it. Starting off with plyometrics, we begin with our first exercise, which is the double broad jump. The objective here is to be as explosive as possible in the first jump and make minimal ground contact time for the second jump to maximize reactive power. After a 30-second rest, the second exercise is a double broad bound. Just like the last exercise, you want to get out as quickly as possible, be reactive upon the first landing, and explode out into a two-leg base stance. Since much of what you do on the pitch happens on one leg, it's important to train unilateral movements. The goal here is to get as much distance as possible without sacrificing the landing. I performed them back to back for a total of 1 set. And if you are enjoying this video, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want more quality content just like this. Next up, we have movement skills where developing specific strength and speed for explosiveness really takes place. Starting off with a heavy sled march, the objective is to push heavy weight and be comfortable producing high forces at that angle, which will transfer to real sprinting and acceleration. Go down 15 yards, turn around, and go back another 15 yards. Rest for 30 seconds to a minute and repeat for a total of 2 sets. Remember that this is not conditioning, so depending on your training level, you may need more rest so you don't feel gassed out. You should be performing all these at maximal effort. This workout is built so you can do the speed work first and then follow it up with a lift like you'll see here soon. Sled bounds followed right after that, and you will notice as we move on with the workout, the weight is lowered and more focus is placed on speed and power of the movement. I started with 3 plates and went down just to 1. Notice how I am bouncing from one leg to another almost as if I am walking on the moon. Your objective is to push the ground away explosively and float in the air. The last exercise and most explosive one is a contrast method sled sprint with high knees. You push the sled with high knees where you will store a lot of energy during those 5 yards, and immediately as you get rid of the sled, your body unleashes that to go into this powerful, even faster sprint for 10 yards. This session should take you anywhere between 35 to 45 minutes, including the warm-up. And if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure you like the video. After plows and speed work, we move on to the lift, beginning with an all-power contrast lift. Once the power clean warm-up was done, I went into power cleans from hang, focusing on ripping the bar as fast as I can, catching it at the bottom. This is a highly technical exercise and safety should always be your first priority. Do not ego lift. After 3 reps, I immediately went onto a set of kettlebell swings. I performed 10 reps, but remember to keep your training level in mind and be conscious about your energy and power when deciding on reps and weight. Your swings should all be the same speed from the first rep to the last rep, or at least very close to it, without sacrificing technique, as we always want to keep hips high, our back straight with quick hip extension. As for rest, remember to keep track of your time as you want a minimum of 3 to 4 minutes between sets. And for anyone interested in the science of why contrast training works, I'll keep it as simple as possible. Essentially, research has found that heavy loading prior to an explosive movement induces a high degree of central nervous system stimulation, resulting in a greater motor unit recruitment and force. This is known as post-activation potentiation, which I've talked about plenty of times in other videos. Moving on with the strength block is the Romanian deadlift, which I did for 8 reps. A common mistake I see athletes do is going in and almost squatting down with it. Other mistakes I see is a rounded back. Please make sure you keep that back straight and not arched like a turtle shell. Also, you want to make sure you are going heavy on these. In case you're new to my channel or you're not familiar with how I conduct my lifts, I perform my exercises in a training block back to back, but each time hitting a different muscle part, that way they don't fatigue and you're able to go heavy again on the next set. What you see here is a lateral lunge. Play around with the weight and do something challenging. The second exercise in my strength block is usually not as heavy as the first exercise, but I still make sure it's pretty challenging. The last exercise in this block is a moneymaker and an advanced core exercise. The goal for the one leg stability chop is to stay balanced on one leg, drive the cook bar or rope if you don't have one, drive it up close to your body, push it away from you without moving anything else, and return it to the exact way you brought it up. Notice the robotic look I have as I push the bar. This is how you should look as well. And the final block consists of accessory exercises. The first being the PHYSIOBALL counter and clockwise stir. The goal here is to ensure that your body stays in that nice bridge position, keeping that core nice and tight and not letting that lower back and hip sag, because if not, it will be hurting your back. So just make sure those abs are nice and tight. Second, we have a super simple exercise, which are standing calf raisers. Make sure that you grab some nice and heavy weights and then go ahead and start ripping them away. And for the final exercise of the day, you know I gotta add a mobility exercise for us soccer players, is a band distracted half kneel hip external rotation stretch. The goal here is just making sure that band is gonna be up close to your hip, get a little bit personal with it, and then just let it pull you as you go ahead and push that knee out, and make sure you keep that foot and ankle nice and stable as well. And that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this part 2. Don't just watch the video, make sure you go out and apply it and watch your speed increase. Remember, if you want to see good results, you got to stay consistent and do this on a weekly basis. Alright guys, don't forget to like, drop a comment, and if you have any questions, subscribe. See you on the next one.